As Champions League nights go, Tuesday night was what a night. An amazing night filled with memories to never forget. For some in the studios here, well, they'd wish last night never happened. For others, the neutrals especially, oh, what a night of football. Anything beyond last night seems anticlimactic, yet football must go on. So we converge again tonight to celebrate the world's greatest game. Welcome to the action. 6 goals in absolutely electrifying atmospheres in Manchester and Rome last night. We'll be seeing what we get tonight. So welcome to the action. Let's start by letting you know the team we have here tonight. We have a skinny one, a fat one, a confused one, and a totally bereft one. So here we go. Let's introduce them. Bucci's in the house. Welcome, Bucci.
Who's the bereft one? What's been a bereft?
No English.
What's been a bereft for me? What's been a bereft?
Absolutely.
He's giving you it doesn't sound nice. It doesn't sound nice anyway. Definitely good evening. Nice to be here. Yesterday I wasn't here. I went out to just chill out and sometimes. It was nice though. But nice to be here. We saw some fantastic games yesterday. Even the best of Octopus would predict that, my colleagues. But
It's Juventus 1, Real Madrid 0.
Anytime he scores, it goes in for.
Reminds me very much of Man City last night. I feel sorry for them, but however, it's an amazing run. There was no indication of offside, and the marking was totally, it wasn't there yet again for Real Madrid. What would give for drama tonight? It's looking like a boring night, but drama. Oh, Juventus, give us drama. So welcome to the action again. From Bucci to his cousin Azu. How are you doing, Azu?
I had to call you that. You totally confused me. Well, great to be here. First goal seen already.
Yeah.
We're forgetting the night already. That was his prayers are coming to pass. My bet is just for the first half.
Yeah. Emmanuel is still part of the broadcast. Welcome again, Emmanuel.
A big pleasure for me. It's good to be on the show.
Amazing. Nambi is just to my immediate right. Nambi is sharing with me. He's a poor boy. You know.
I mean, it's good to be poor with you. It means I'm a very expensive man.
Yeah. So you're high maintenance.
Yeah, you know. You already know.
I've suffered from your hand before.
Yeah.
But thank God that marriage ended.
Yeah, ended. But it took time. It took time before it ended. But yes,
but you know I love you, huh?
Yes.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah, like Titus to say he's here for just bad belly.
Titus is an idiot. He knows it too. Let's welcome Titus. This is the confused one, by the way. Well, I haven't introduced the other one, but yeah. How are you doing?
I was feeling good earlier on, but I feel much better. It feels fantastic to be on the show. Let me be very cynical. What a great start for you, very amazing composure. What a goal in Mazzarkic. Looking for a quick night.
Really know. You may know small. I don't see where all that is going to get.
I don't deny it.
Why are you wearing our national team? Why are you wearing our national team clothing?
Because that's the only way I can find joy temporarily.
Well, almost a second goal for Juventus. So welcome to the drama. MC Bassi.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good evening.
Now, what do you know? We have 7 people in the studio. Yeah, MC Bassi, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be here. And just like you just said, I hear English pass Bucci, so I know it's in the meaning of that.
Bucci has still not located bereft. Use Google now.
I can't spell it.
I love this guy.
But Femi, a very interesting game. Started in a good way for Juventus. Didn't get that. But like you said, we saw the remix yesterday when Man City scored first and Liverpool went and scored. Azul made a very, very good point. The first time I ever know him making a point. Saying Ramos
said it last week.
Valerro starting. I remember Madrid have this system right now where they send young players abroad to gain experience and come back. With work with Carvajal, was on only came back. Work with Casemiro also. Right now it's kind of working with Valerro. Went to extra price for last season. He played some games for them last season. Right now he's back. Not really as a regular, but he's a good player for me. I think we'll have to give the listeners lineup for today. Madrid is starting 42 like we know they are. So they have that man and Navas in goal. Carvajal the left back. Valerro and Varane as defensive players. Left back they have that man they call Marcelo, the standing captain. Initially they have him Casemiro and Modric and also Cruz. That up front is Isco, Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo. For Juventus, right there they have Buffon, they have Alex Pedro as left back, they have Cellini, Benatti and also Del Siglo as the left back, as the right back. Immediately they have Panic in return after he missed the first leg. They have Martinez and also Kedira who assisted the first goal in this game. Up front they have Higuain and Costa and Mandzukic coming in for suspended Dybala in this game. On the bench of Madrid they have got a Bale, they have on the bench of Madrid, they have Asensio, Benzema, Casilla, the second goalkeeper, Lucas, and also Hernandez. For Juventus, they have Asamoah, Quadrado, Marchizo, Lugani, Sturaro, and Wojciech Szczesny. Femi, this game is going to be so tough in so many ways. I can't really wait for more goals.
Amazing stuff. We've seen 6 minutes of action. It's Roma 1, Roma 0. Roma 1.
Can I leave now?
Say Roma Victor. Try to say it. Roma Victor.
Which should I say? I want to help your confusion.
Well, we are talking a whole lot about the Real Madrid-Juventus game as Juventus come for a second. Did not stay out.
How did you move that?
Look, a second goal will bring this game effectively to life. There's this little other business in Germany, Emmanuel.
I'm really interested in that fixture because I think the entire planet's fixated on the game at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. But this one involves Bayern München, who, by the way, are champions of the Bundesliga as expected. We'll talk about how it did go in later. But Ulrich is the goalkeeper for Bayern tonight. They've got Rafinha, Boateng, Hummels also starts as expected. Jerome Boateng and Kimmich, the back four for Bayern. Rodrigo Rubio, Martinez starts front, Ribéry, Müller, Robben, and Robert Lewandowski up front. For the opposing side, Sevilla, Soria Solis, the goalkeeper, Lenglet, Mercado is on the yellow as we speak. Femi, Navas starts at right back, Sarabia, Garcia, Vasquez, Correa, Escudero. And of course, not leaving out the man who destroyed Manchester United, Ben Yedder. It's still goalless in that game, Femi, so if you need an update at the Allianz Arena, you can call on me.
So after a night when Liverpool did the double over Pep Guardiola and Manchester City at the Etihad, and AS Roma did the unthinkable by shepherding one of the tournament's favourites, Barcelona, out of the UEFA Champions League. Tonight, the drama seems to be continuing. Real Madrid trailing against Juventus as Juventus hope to invoke the Roma spirit and upstage the hosts and defending champions Real Madrid. Bayern Munich will also try to fend off any form of a Spanish fight back by Sevilla. Imagine it could be the night when all three Spanish teams are kicked out of the Champions League. in the quarterfinals.
For me, I really don't think that's going to be possible right there. Though Barcelona lost against Roma, but I think it's going to be a different situation. But thumbs up to Juventus for scoring yesterday. I saw your tweet yesterday. They congratulated Roma, telling them congratulations on knocking out Barcelona. If there's an inspiration really in this life is when not the biggest team in Italy knocked out the best team, and you can say like the number one team in Spain, believing they can do it. But I don't. It's a totally different package right there. Madrid have nothing to fight for me. All hopes are gone. They have a champion to fight for. It was a very good battle from Juventus, but the game is just starting. Honestly, we might get to see more good, but I'm definitely sure Madrid is going to score. And if Madrid score one, I think the game is game on for them. I really don't think Madrid will get knocked out. Honestly, I don't.
We'll find out. But they have a way of ensuring it doesn't happen. Gareth Bale, well, almost scoring with the back heel. Well, it was interesting to see him starting in this game here. They've just essentially told everybody that we are Real Madrid in the Champions League, especially at this stage. We are different.
Femi, you don't want to rule out some Gareth Bale's qualities. Yes, he's been down, but it's not out. We're expecting not to see him in the starting lineup, but that's what Zidane has shown you, that he can always play. We've seen him play in big games. We've seen him rescue Madrid at some point where they were in difficulties. I've seen him going to come in the second half, but decided to rest him. One thing going well for Juventus right now is that Douglas Costa is still that man, the man that rescued them against Tottenham Hotspur. He might not have scored in that game, but he was the man that kept the momentum alive. He was the only one pushing from back down to the front, and he did the same thing today. Lovely pass to Kedira. Kedira did something so brilliant. I was looking at him giving the ball to Gonzalo Higuain, but we opted out for that last man who was taller and very free on goal. Beats the total the Madrid defense totally, and that's how the first goal came.
Just to add to that, I think the motivational speaker they have as a keeper, JJ Buffon, it just might be my biggest.
He saved the ball from Ronaldo. It really wasn't from Ronaldo.
I think he needs to calm his nerves facing Real Madrid. I think he gets extremely nervous when facing Real Madrid. I think I've found that in recent times. Absolutely. And then Chiellini, I just hope he came to the game with his complete senses, because Chiellini was highly culpable for what happened in the first leg against Real Madrid. So I think if they keep their sanity, I think things could may go well for Juve tonight. Yeah, the old ladies, I wasn't expecting so much, but after that feisty start from Juve, I think there may be something in this for Juve. But don't forget, these guys are very capable. I mean, Real Madrid, they can score. Real Madrid will score at a funeral. So I just want to believe they can sustain the momentum and get something else tonight.
It looks like they don't know how not to score. Real Madrid, by the way, are defending the post to our left. They are defending the one to the right and attacking the one to the left. And they are all also familiar, white over white over white. It's a total reverse in yellow for Juventus. Yellow shirts, yellow shorts, yellow socks. Real Madrid could score. Real Madrid will score. The goalkeeper, Buffon, goes down early. Isco was a little flippant with that opportunity.
He held onto the ball for too long, Isco, and that was a fantastic move by Real Madrid. When they move forward, you get scared. And of course, I thought they were going to get the goal really because they are Real Madrid, but Isco dwelled on the ball for a little bit too much, and when he did that, he just had to, Chiellini had to come back to get the ball back to his goalkeeper. So that's Real Madrid showing you signs that we are at home one, we are Real Madrid too, and we can score goals too.
For me, I think we're in the first stage of this game. The delicacy stage, then the soft food, and the hard stage of this game. The delicacy period, when you drink tea and bread, that's delicacy. The soft spots where you, when the delicacy appetizer, sorry, appetizer, the soft, and then the strong. It's going to be a tough game here. We just see checkmates in this game and total entertainment in this game. Both teams going for goals, Femi. That is the aim of football. We want to see teams play good football, especially a team from Italy, and they are doing it.
The referee has spotted something. It's not going to stand. Isco has opened, he opened what was supposed to be Real Madrid's opening goal here, but it's been ruled off. Well, Cristiano Ronaldo was onside when he received the ball on the left. The few step overs, Isco narrowly, it would seem it was his marginal. Was that offside? Very marginal.
It was off.
I'm not sure. I think it was his right arm that strayed beyond the player.
He couldn't have scored with his arm. That's a new rule.
Yeah, what's
happening to this referee?
The arm, shouldn't be in an offside.
What did Madrid go on to lose by 3-0?
Yes,
but the truth here is this.
Actually, my friends in Italy called me, and the song that they sang was Anyway,
But here they come, Juventus!
Juve winning.
Well, what a timely interception! It was seen by Carvajal. I'm not too sure at this point. As we approach a quarter of an hour of football, it wasn't it Carvajal who got there, and that could have gone anywhere.
It's an open game. It's called Buddha.
Well, it's interesting. Just what we were hoping we'll find, Manuel.
Well, it's a corner, so you take it before I just update what's going down the Allianz Arena.
It's going to be swung in on the right. It's beautifully done! Oh, the goodness! Two Juventus players got to first. But Mandzukic couldn't double his advantage. That should certainly have been Juventus too.
Femi, if there's one thing Real Madrid are missing at this point, they're missing something at the back, confidence, and that's Sergio Ramos. Got that sending off. I think he did that on purpose just to make sure he misses this one because he doesn't know what's coming up next in the next encounter. It could be Liverpool, and they need him so much. We've seen players do this, especially in the Spanish La Liga. Barcelona players will purposely get a card so they can miss a particular encounter, so they can come back and play the El Clasico. That's what you've seen.
I like the fact that you called them something. They're missing something from the back.
Exactly, it's something. It's not just a person. They're missing confidence. That's
the problem. Lichtsteiner is being ready there to come on. It's just 16 minutes in the game, and Lichtsteiner is being given instructions. But one thing I've noticed, Buffon and what's his brother's name, Ronaldo, their romance is very deep. Ronaldo just passes the ball to Buffon and he can't hold on to it. I don't know how I thought was the only one who shows that. He can't hold on, just stop it. He can't hold the ball. You know, and I think they need to do more for Juventus. One goal, they shouldn't be like Man City. Go forward and hurt Real Madrid. They can. I think they will win this game, but qualifying Real Madrid.
Win this game?
Yeah, probably they will.
But let's remind you, we are streaming live on YouTube. It's YouTube Live. Okay, www.youtube.com/Nigeria Info FM. You need to go there now because we'll be taking your conversations, which is in charge of YouTube for now. Yeah.
Just before he heads to YouTube, for me, a bit of a concern for
youtube.com/Nigeria Info FM.
That's on YouTube. We're live on YouTube, and you can see everyone in the studio. I was just going to mention the Bayern fixture. It's been really cagey. Unlike the Madrid game, where we've seen Juve with more of the possession. For Sevilla, I think they've been very impressive. Jesus Navas just wasn't unfortunate. Was actually unfortunate the last instance. But I was going to mention earlier in the game was a bit of a concern for the Polish striker Robert Lewandowski. He got clipped by Steven Nzorzi. Nzorzi got carded in that instance, and afterwards Sarabia had an opportunity. Was a chance, solo run from the right, a call to the left. Couldn't find that moment. It's still goalless after 17 minutes of action, and as we speak, it's on aggregate Bayern lead by 2-1, but something is guaranteed. Femi, it's going to be really, really nervy for Bayern. As much as they attack, so as Sevilla.
Well, interesting night here. Titus is sinking. I'm not sure what the problem is, but
I'm following how things are going at the Bernabeu. I think we need to increase the sales of flowers and handkerchiefs in Spain.
Yeah.
If anything goes Juve's way tonight,
I don't think they use handkerchiefs in Spain. I think they use wrapper. The normality of wrapper use not handkerchiefs.
Spain in Europe.
If it were before, Bucci would have slapped you. Bucci is not a good guy.
He has respect for her, though. He knows the long-serving beards.
The figure was the man who was out.
I think that was last time.
He was limping. He was limping now. Lichtsteiner is on now for Juventus. Let's see what he can bring to the team. But for the rapper and the I don't know. No, especially when they don't know the rapper. They don't know the rapper.
It's called rap.
It's not rapper. It's called rap. It's not rapper. I think we can ask people about that. It's not rapper. There is one word. No, they normally farm a lot, so they don't use that to.
Well, interesting. It's plenty of football on the night. It's brought to you courtesy of Heineken, making it happen and ensuring you don't miss any single bit of the action, and perhaps a quick word from them. We'll be right back. It's brought to you by Heineken. We've seen 19 minutes. Real Madrid 0, Juventus 1. Madrid lead 3-1 on Navigate. Just the way it is at this point. Another quick look at Germany.
Well, it's still goalless, Femi. Bayern had an opportunity just some seconds. The free kick taken by the former Madrid player, just couldn't get across to it. The final touch lacking from Ribery with possession. Of course, finds James Rodriguez, who now plays for Bayern. It's been a calm first 20 minutes in that encounter. Still Bayern 0, Sevilla 0.
Femi, back to the Madrid game. I say Madrid are missing Sergio Ramos, but also the one player Juventus should be missing, but I'm not missing him. The star boy right now, Dybala. They're actually not missing him because he plays in Madrid, he scored the goal, and also Kedira assisted due to the help of Douglas Costa. That means I kind of play well without him. That's kind of shocking because the season wasn't really that great. So he came back from injury and he's playing well. He's a star boy for me. Fantastic player, Dybala. He's fine, he's fresh, and he can play football.
Yeah, but Buchi, since you sit down here, Titus, your phone will be here again.
That's how they talk.
Yeah, it's a guy to escape.
No, for me, no, my kind of phone is different. Buchi, I do the phone.
Buchi, let me hug you.
When you see women like last night.
What I see woman.
Yeah. Here comes Juventus. Why Buchi continues? Oh dear.
So we have to make my name clear because people are listening. I did not see any woman yesterday.
You didn't see any woman at the back.
I've not seen it.
Even when you were live,
I just want to
when you were live, how did you know that?
You know the day I saw yesterday was
You went to Mbappe and he changed your accent. Mbappe. Is it because it's an English name?
So we have a match to cover.
21 minutes played. Real Madrid 0, Juventus 1. And don't forget, we are live on YouTube. We want to see everybody in the house. MC Bassi is in the house. Zoo is here. Emmanuel Etienne, Namdi Akuba, Buchi, and of course Titus Bankole, what do you call him again? The guy who's been forbidden from ever stepping foot on English soil. Nobody.
I knew you were coming.
Nobody. Sote. I had to call Titus. Titus, please. I have free ticket, free everything, all expense paid. Please, just go to England and cover one game. Titus said, no. Do you remember? Whatever chased him out of England must have been very serious.
Apparently, I was on my way to South Africa.
Yeah, from South Africa to England.
Talking about it's not it's funny right here but not funny right there. Manzuki is the goal scorer down to tackle about that man Kazaha. Not good at all. Body maybe firewood and it's affecting him.
Yeah, well, there will be time again to talk about at halftime about the amazing stuff Titus talked earlier on. It's an amazing opportunity for young ones. I even hear from all indications that Emmanuel's 2-year-old is speaking better for me than him already.
Yeah, but that's the most important thing now. No, not thanks to Titus. You know they teach with us.
Amazing. YouTube Live, that's www.youtube.com/NigeriaInfoFM. You could simply go to YouTube and run a search for Nigeria Info Live. We are live right now.
And Bayern also live for the Alliance Arena. Femi, still goalless but entertaining.
Yeah, we have some comments coming in already. Jude is a mechanic and he's saying, can Juventus pull off a Houdini tonight against Real Madrid? It's Real Madrid 0, Juventus 1. That's Jude Otibu.
You know Richard Mind.
Yeah, he's the guy with the spine. Yeah. Ibrahim Aliyu, good evening guys. I am Buhari from Badore. Yes. Where Titus probably once kicked out of. I want Juve to knock out Madrid because I'm a Barcelona fan. You used to go to Madrid.
I also have something there.
You better say what exactly you have before it's misconstrued. So good evening, guys. I'm Buhari from Madrid. I want good evening, guys. And Afterlife Killer says expect fireworks tonight. Oda Michael goes, hello Madrid, please don't disappoint us like Barcelona.
Femi, a player that's not disappointing in this game has to be that man Sami Khedira. He has to take the first goal. He scored twice in Juventus when he defeated AC Milan. He's a player played for Madrid before, but right now he's doing the job. He was part of that German squad that won the World Cup. He was so important. This player, even though he has played, he's used to injuries, but right now he's playing so well. Femi, in terms of quarter voice, he deserves an accolade.
Interesting stuff. But Real Madrid are trying to find a footing in this one as we hit the 25th minute mark here. Vallejo, well, he just kind of find help off that right. Varane going further right. Real Madrid on occasion have been really positively scary tonight. So on other occasions they've been circumspect, to say the least.
76 seconds it took on Juventus to score against Real Madrid in this particular encounter. Just 76 seconds. That's the fastest they've considered in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And it's coming on a night where Ronaldo is having his 150th appearance in the UEFA Champions League. Just the third man to reach that feat. It will be a huge headache. He might not forget this in his lifetime if they don't go on to qualify. He doesn't just want to qualify. I know Ronaldo wants to win this encounter.
He does.
I know he wants to win this
especially knowing that you're one of your biggest rival of football is being out. And I want to say something. I think Juve took some notes from the game between Roma and Barcelona last night and applying it to the letter. They're trying to press as high as they can, and they've been very disciplined, talking about retreating and trying to hold onto the ball and contesting every space on the pitch. And that's the way to go if you want to play Spanish sides, especially Barca and Real Madrid.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo has never ever failed to score against Juventus. Every single time he's played against them, he's converted. 9 goals in all his 6 appearances against Juventus. He has scored. Will tonight be an exception?
I'm looking at YouTube and
what are you saying?
Names I see. I've seen someone that says his name is Buhari, which is probably true, but roadmap. What on earth is roadmap? What is roadmap?
And we have
we have sunshine, evidence. All our names.
Femi, you've not seen names. Go to Bayelsa or Delta State.
Big man.
I saw remember.
Why did you tell me Lambi?
I saw somebody who remember. I've seen good boy. Femi, somebody's name is good boy. Somebody's name is remember. Have you heard of a boy no care before?
I watched someone called last week. Last week. No, I'm not kidding. Last week.
The one I heard was Big Man.
Big man.
Yeah. Those are real names.
I've seen good boy. Good boy. So which boy?
What did you call that again?
Last week. Last week. I saw you last week.
Well, some children will take one good look at their fathers and just shake their heads. Yeah, please, Emmanuel, please do have a conversation with Judo Kibu tomorrow. This is actually the size of the Nigerian Constitution.
Definitely. Are you sure Jude will print out someone's project?
Like seriously.
Anyway, I said this before the live broadcast commenced. Jude is a terrible producer.
Horrible.
We need to fix him.
Please hide the department's papers from him.
We just got the paper today, actually. Anyways, we appreciate his effort. I'm sure he's listening if he's not driving already. Madrid is still struggling. Femi, just an update in the game at the Allianz Arena. 29 minutes played. 2 minutes earlier, we saw a run from Sevilla's left player, Escudero. Had a low strike there, agonizingly went wide. And seconds after, I had to bring down Robert Lewandowski. The free kick wasn't taken full advantage of. Still goalless at the Allianz Arena.
There's a yellow card to Mandzukic. I don't think it was well deserved. Yes, he infringed on Carvajal. I think it was, and he did, you know. Well, I think that was he did. He tried. I'm not sure.
He hit him on the
I think it's the foul from the back of the leg.
Offended him. Hit on him. Is he hit on? He didn't hit on. Carvajal was hitting on my. Yeah. So right now we came to Macadam, if you can use that word. So is it Macadism?
Titus, you may realize you need to spend some time with Bucci.
Yeah, Bucci needs to spend some time with me.
It's headed Marcelo! Oh, it's rising. Well, it came close. It just had it to direct it just a little bit more to the left.
I mean, we know he can hit. That's Marcelo.
He's a hitter.
He's like a striker. He's like a wing. He's a fantastic player, and that was a chance, really. You screaming that loud we already know that that's potential. Someone who can score goals as good as that, Marcelo. Fantastic player he is, but that was kind of high for him. He laced that one, Femi, and you feel if he just took it a little bit low, then we're talking about 1-1.
Well, Judas is probably sending messages while driving. I don't know where he is. But he says, prediction time, guys. Bayern Munich 1, Sevilla 1, Real Madrid 3, Juventus 1. And then he says, try me in capital.
Femi, Ronaldo's boot is off. That's just to show you how deadly these guys are ready to be today. They press Ronaldo down and finish him. They don't want him to face Gianluigi Buffon. They don't want him to face Gianluigi Buffon.
And he's telling the referee, that's the second time. He's done this to the wreckage.
That's what he actually said. Yeah, it's spooky with the wreckage. That's what he said.
That's what he said. He said what? Reggie.
Manuel doesn't know what to do. Remove the bank for you.
How is it supposed to grow?
I haven't refused to grow. The language is supposed to be friendly.
They're just incorrigible. I'm useless. I'm utterly irredeemable.
What is English?
On my bankole. We've just gone past the half-hour mark. It's still Real Madrid 1, Juventus 0, and perhaps Isco can unleash Cruz, takes a block, and Isco tries to shoot again, hits it against that Juventus player at close range. He's rolling on the turf.
That's Khedira, I guess.
Sami Khedira.
He fired him.
The thunderbolt of a strike at close range. He seems to be okay. He gives it the thumbs up.
I was going to say this.
You got to credit Casemiro. He took the ball off the Juve player, unleashed Isco. He was close. Wow! What a whack! Well, that's called putting your body on the line. At close range, taking that. It was the ball. It was indeed the ball.
For me, that's called where I'm from. It's called embracing. That's when you put your body and your heart into it. It's called football. That's the way it's supposed to be done. One player,
like Phil Jones.
And they put exactly. If he Jones does it, it'll be the funny face. But Khedira is doing it. Not bad.
Here come Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo trying to be too stylish. The opportunity goes begging. But Real Madrid seem to be on adrenaline now. Juventus with Khedira. They try to go forward, but Real Madrid stopped them again. Toni Kroos. He's got Isco to his left. Cristiano Ronaldo just ahead. Casemiro is in the box. Isco with the ball. He goes for glory. And an utterly useless attempt on that occasion. 32 minutes, 33 now.
I won't say useless, I say semi-useless. It's not too funny.
I think that's very good.
It's totally semi-useless.
Semi-useless, like semi-finals.
They shouldn't be totally
good because I think Madrid have set into the game. Not like yesterday where we saw one team play totally in the first half. Madrid have come into the game. Kind of set right now. Femi, I'm still expecting goals. I know there will be goals.
Femi, let me quickly say something. Let's forget Ronaldo. How do you look at Juventus coping with Modric and Isco for 90 minutes? Then you look at the bench, you're seeing the Vasquez and also an Asensio. You don't know how they're going to survive this. If they survive this, then
I'm not sure for the other team to answer that question. I think Juventus have our good players. We have Panicam, Kedira, and also Matuidi in midfield. Matuidi, a French international.
He was there when they were beating 6-0, 6-1.
Opportunity! But Isco, the flag was down. Well, the flag was down. It did say he was offside. Wow. The flag was down, and Isco should have scored. But credit to Gianluigi Buffon, who loomed large and put his body in the way. Let's look at it again. Cristiano Ronaldo.
He was off.
Well, marginally, I think the bend on his knee, the bend on his right knee, perhaps.
Just a little. Femi will agree. You be Madrid fan.
No, I was off. No, I think it was slightly off. I think it was slightly off because I saw the bent right knee just slightly ahead,
and his body was also ahead.
Well, at first glance, I thought it was offside. It's headed into the box, and somebody's on the turf. It seems perhaps it was Varane, but Juventus can break. We've got options up front, two central options there. But they managed to get the ball to Marcelo's head, whose stooping header finds Keylor Navas to restart Madrid's forward movement. Interesting football. Yeah, but at least it's not boring.
Not boring at all, Femi. It's good. I think the way the game started by Juventus getting the goal was very good. It changed everything. And Real Madrid now are forced to press high up the pitch. They're not giving Juventus any breathing space. They had so much joy on the right-hand side, Juventus. That's Marcelo's position, the left hand of Real Madrid. And there is another problem each time.
Well, the referee flashed him the yellow card and said that's 3 times in a row. There was no reason for it. He just clattered into Ronaldo. It was even an off-the-ball incident, if you want to say. It was totally needless. Why? Lichtsteiner.
Just coming on.
Why put yourself on that?
Off the ball.
Was that a tackle?
I mean, I think, yes.
Well,
smoke. So the fans chant at the Allianz Arena, not the tackle, Femi.
Look at Modric. He's lucky to be alive. Well, interesting. First 35 minutes of play.
But also the same situation. Sorry, by the way, just for the Bayern fans who aren't, as much as we've got Madridistas, they're still struggling. But the last few minutes, it's been all Bayern Munich. The 32nd, we saw a pass from Rafinha. Unfortunately, Lewandowski couldn't connect a header to that. And afterwards, Hummels tried to create something out of nothing. Took a strike from over 25 yards. Went high for a goal kick, and so far it's been Bayern with 6 attempts, 2 shots on target. But the important statistic in a football game is the scoreline. Still goalless, but the lead on aggregates by 2-1.
Here come Juventus. They need a second goal. Nothing can make this game come roaring to life like a second Juventus goal. Here comes the striker Higuain. The ball comes to the left. You expect a cross in. Lichtsteiner brings it in! Real Madrid keeper can't believe it. It's Juventus 2, Real Madrid 0.
They didn't against that now.
It's really exciting more times for Barcelona fans and Bad fans as well.
I want to see my Champions League.
Femi, yet again, this looked like the first goal. A cross on the right-hand side. The only difference is who crossed the ball. The first was Kedira. Now this is Stefan Lichtsteiner. But the same man meets it, and that's Mario Mandzukic. And now Real Madrid have a game in their hands. Nobody. I think I thought Real Madrid must have learned from what happened yesterday, but I think they haven't because Juventus have done this. But I still think Real Madrid will go through.
Well, Juventus fans certainly come alive in the stadium. But chants of Juve, you can hear it there. As Madrid go on a self-redeeming adventure, it's a corner they'll have now.
This is a Bernardo.
Well, that's amazing. Now, after last night, you probably thought you could never see anything like it. But tonight, Juventus are turning the heat. The only problem for them is how to keep Real Madrid from scoring over 90 minutes.
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's not about Juve scoring. It's about not letting Real Madrid to thank you. All I can say to you now, Femi, I can't say it in English. It won't be effective. I'll say it in Igbo. Juve, Anye Kalegi. And it's all my Igbo brothers in Italy. What you see when you win tonight, you just see anybody say, I know.
Your momo has a clap.
Chinese. I'm like Chinese.
Look at that.
But for me, I think respect that comes on to Madrid. Remember Madrid is called, when Madrid says Juventus is the final champion. That sweet overhead kick is called. Right now, he's scoring 2 good goals in this game. Also, he didn't start in the first leg. He was on the bench in the first leg. Right now, he came in. I said the point, you're not missing that Starman Dybala. Madrid are missing that top defender in Sergio Ramos. But it's going to be a tough game for me. It's a tough game. I think you made a very, very good point because you know because of the Madrid jersey. Saying the problem right there is Juventus stopping Madrid from scoring. I think the Madrid team have to just calm down because the way Juventus are going, they can actually get the 3 goals in the first half.
Exactly.
And that would be tough for Madrid. They have to go half time and what's the English word? Revitalize or that's correct, right? Revitalize and come out for the second half.
If there's one man I've respected and also seen him fall apart so much is Massimiliano Allegri. He's done some wonders in the last 8 to 10 years in the world of football. I remember him against Barcelona. It was 2-0 up in the first leg, Montari and the likes. And Messi came on in the second leg and scored 4. We're seeing that him capitulate. And also gone to the tops when you don't expect him to do so. That's what Massimiliano has done. The only thing that leading him right now is the UEFA Champions League. He's almost gone all the way, but something, most likely the Spanish teams keep stopping him. If he can go past this run, who knows?
Well, Femi, you feel if Sergio Ramos was in this game, Mario Mandzukic would not, or would have found it difficult to get him goals.
Maybe one of them.
Yeah, maybe one. Maybe he just gets the first and won't be able to get the second because we know how effective he is in the air. That's talking about Sergio Ramos and of course Mario Mandzukic. It's it's difficult to still think that Real Madrid are out of this one. Like we all know, the problem for us is a case of who would stop Real Madrid from scoring a goal.
The real scary part is that when Real Madrid are not so impressive in the first half, then they turn into monsters in the second half.
Exactly.
That's what the fear is. So who shuts them off?
I think the Wahala will be small, it's not big for Madrid. I think even if Juve get to lose this, but at least they're making them come their time. They don't come just sit and let Madrid run over them. I'm giving them a game in the first half, and I'm definitely sure we're going to see Gogo and 3.5 in this game.
There's something we've not taking notes. It wasn't natural. It's not natural that partnering Varane. It's actually a assist and Vallejo.
Vallejo, that's what I said.
That actually went to notice.
It's not natural. I said it.
I'm not saying give him the credit. He said it.
I said it.
One network.
I told you. I just said the club went a little long.
One will go off.
He went a long for last season. Good young player. Zidane kind of helped him a little bit with this. I don't like. Femi, remember before I got a job here. I about Valero. I just told you because I watched him play. Fine boy, nice hair. Look at this part.
I remember you said it. I'm just saying he's gone unnoticed.
Why would he go unnoticed? It's you. He got against you, not everybody.
Well, Justin Gerrard says deja vu. The top dogs are being chased out of the competition. How realistic, he says. Peter Wanza goes, it's nice seeing you guys. I'm an AC Milan fan. Hope Juve complete the job tonight like Roma did against Barca. Interesting. More from you guys. Keep it coming. We're streaming live on YouTube. It's www.youtube.com. Why am I even stressing? Go to YouTube. Nigeria Info Live. We are streaming there. Nigeria Info FM. That's youtube.com/Nigeria Info FM. Tunde Abdul Salam is handling the technical stuff for us tonight, alongside KP and not a single rain has dropped today. Anytime soon.
We are talking about Lil Vaz is making him
Monday night was horrible. Monday night was horrible, by the way. Titus, how did you survive the rain of Monday night?
Well, have you forgotten my name? Is there any weather I
Well, this is the real Azu. Don't call me Azu. That's the real Azu. You know what Azu is in Igbo?
No, what is it?
Fish.
Well, you know how you're colleaguing. I know you're colleaguing.
Well, here come Real Madrid. Isco. Ronaldo is in an area. Isco leaves everybody cold. Ronaldo can score. He's got to find his left foot. Goes down. Referee not interested.
He's looking for help.
Well,
he's looking for help. He's doing the delay.
He goes down. Perhaps he could have released the ball. He had options to his right. Well, we are into the 45th minute. Real Madrid 0. Juventus 2. Who would have thunk it coming into this game tonight? We're still awaiting the first goal in Germany, though.
It's still goalless for me. The fixture between Bayern and Sevilla has been really cagey, this encounter. But you expect somehow Bayern, with the quality they have in Paris, the manager's, his countenance has been that of disappointment about your Pankins. As much as you want to say they've got the edge, and Sevilla somehow might just find that opening. Wouldn't come through. Astute defending there. He might just have dislocated his shoulder. Holy smoke. But again, a ball still in play. The referee should stop that man. And eventually, if the players would not, looks like he's dislocated his shoulder. The left back for Bayern Munich with Femi, and doesn't look good for the side. They haven't created much in this game for me. It's been Sevilla well coordinated. I think the manager has done well enough to ensure they didn't concede as early as Madrid did against Juventus. But we're into stoppage time in the first half. It's Bayern 0, Sevilla 0.
Bayern 0, Sevilla 0. Big night of football. Credit to the Juventus side. Almost an opportunity for the third goal. Cristiano Ronaldo leaps high into mid-air. Cruz is on the left. Ronaldo to his right, goes left now. Slipped again. Slips a third time. The referee deciding, well, he'd been appended illegally.
I think too much was happening with that pitch. Why do you slip it too much?
They did it against Juventus, but it's working against their own favor. And Femi, I've noticed something. Anytime you look out for an El Clasico final, it goes to the waters. This is even coming in the quarterfinals, and we're almost seeing Real Madrid being knocked out. It'll be historic. The last time we almost saw that was Dortmund playing against Real Madrid, and also Barcelona playing against Bayern Munich. It was a whitewash of life, 7-0 on aggregate against Barcelona, and it was 4-3 in the end, or about 5-3 in the end against Real Madrid. So we might be seeing that again. Yes, we might be seeing that again.
Free kick for Real Madrid. Well, ricochet is off the post. Isco tries to return it. Juventus can break. Well, what a thumping header that was. It's taken care of by Luka Modric. Here come Madrid again. Cruz on the left. What's he doing there? Tries to supply the cross. It looks good. It's headed out. And Juventus try another quick break. They got men running forward. Well, the referee has decided that Casemiro won the ball illegally.
For me, I think that wasn't a foul. I think it just like made the referee just what you tell the referee. What's that English word like when you make the referee? Just con the referee on the con the referee.
It was indeed. It was because we got a fist to it. Wow. It did seem like it was supposed.
That's the end of the first down.
Well, interesting stuff. What a breathtaking first 45 minutes. Juventus has totally turned this game in its head. It looked like a waste of time. But at half-time, it's Juventus who lead 2 goals against the home side. No better outcome could this game have had. It's certainly all to play for now, isn't it?
Well, all to play for, Femi. Going into this one, I thought Real Madrid had learned and all that, but it's not the same. You learn and you are forced to learn. I think that's what it is. Real Madrid learned, but Juventus have come out, all guns blazing. I think for Juventus, they probably, saw the Roma game and felt they could do this, and they're that close. They're this close to it. But like you said, Femi, the fear is the second half, what Real Madrid side would come out. And that's where the fear is. But let's give credit to Juventus. First 45 has been fantastic. Yes, Real Madrid have had their chances. One Isco goal chopped off for being offside and the rest of it. But
you know, for the first 45, Juventus have been the team, the hungrier side, the team that wants to get the victory, and it's looking that way. But for the neutrals like me, Femi, anybody that scores, I celebrate. Who wins?
Yeah, the hard part for Juventus is that yes, they could score 3 goals and drag this into extra time.
True.
But we've seen that Real Madrid know how to play in extra time.
They do.
Then they can turn those extra 30 minutes into a horror for you. They could score 4. The only problem is, how do you keep Real Madrid from scoring at all? I wonder, you've got to give them credit to have come here and dared
absolutely
to reverse this result.
You know, the outcome in Rome last night will give you 2 things: actually inspire you and motivate you, or actually dissuade you from what you had planned initially. So I think for me, because of the reputation of Italian teams when it comes to defending, I mean, they may bring that to the table tonight against Real Madrid, knowing full well that they've got themselves in a good position already. If they get the 3rd, for me, I think they may want to go for the fantasy, go for the 4th, and when that happens against Juve, I think everything will go south in terms of confidence for Real Madrid, and they may want to subscribe to ultra defensive approach to the game, and the Italians are much capable of that. You can't just take it away from Juve, but let's see how he goes against Real Madrid tonight. So taking 2-0 into half-time is a way to go in a game where you've been written off by so many across Europe.
Cristiano Ronaldo is renowned for creating record after record in Champions League games, but not yet, not tonight. The record breaker tonight is Mario Mandzukic, who becomes the very first player ever
to score 2 first-half goals away at the Bernabeu in the Champions League match.
Ever. Never happened
not in 10 years, not in 20 years. In the history of the Bernabeu, nobody has scored 2 first-half goals against Real Madrid.
Nobody.
And that's what we see today from Mario. Super Mario Mandzukic.
With all due respect to the I hope it's the Champions League and not the European Cup, because maybe when we were playing against those weird teams from Croatia in the 60s and 50s, they scored 2 first-half goals. But it's half-time at the Allianz Arena. Just to be specific, Bayern created little to trouble what I'll consider a well-organized Sevilla side. The man who was guilty of missing opportunities, Lewandowski, also Robben, had a few opportunities, futile. But you also have got to give credit to 3 players for the Sevilla team: Escudero, Gabriel Jesus, the City player, made one incredible clearance at the 42nd minute. It could have been Ribery's first and the opener in that game. But after the first half, the manager who looked more disappointed, Jupp Heynckes, I think the Sevilla manager won't be happy. He did it at Old Trafford, a more terrifying atmosphere. I think Allianz Arena doesn't have that sort of crowd Old Trafford possesses, so anything is possible. I think if Sevilla get the first goal in the second half, it might be drama, but it's half-time out there. Goalless 2-1 still navigates to Bayern.
Interesting stuff. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have opportunities to look at what we've seen and to talk to you, hear from you. Plus, hasn't Titus got news for you? Find out when we return.
Hi guys, my name is Tolulope Adeleru Balogun. I currently host Morning Crossfire. I'm here to tell you that you have to get your PVC. Your permanent voter's card is your power, and in your hand you hold the power to make any necessary change that you want in Nigeria. Please participate, because elections are not the end of democracy and governance. The highest office in the land is the office of the citizen. You and I are citizens of Nigeria. Get your PVC. Your PVC, your voice.
We return and sharing thoughts and moments with you. Bologna looks very black, especially against the black wall. And he's already on YouTube sending us a message. And the message is clear. Titus, who signed you into that studio?
I actually walked in. Nobody saw me coming in.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't know, I've become totally diabolic.
So you run back to Egba.
You know what I do now? If you say so much to me because of my accent in public or in traffic, I just come to you. I alight from my vehicle, wherever I'm in at that point in time. Maybe I'm even on a horse. I just walk up to you and knock you something.
Pronounce Otmokbo.
No.
Otmokbo. Is it
I know, the one I know very well is Kubonomi.
Nami, not
All right. Well, as a sort of stuff that Titus is teaching, and he wants to tell us all about it.
Absolutely, yes. I'm not going to talk about Kubonomi right? But if you want to have, maybe you've got a child and you've noticed that this particular child of yours has some special abilities, you know, very active in one sporting area or the other, I think it's the sort of opportunity you should be embracing. It's about the Easter Sports Clinic by Chrisland Schools Limited, and it's going to be at the Chrisland High Performance Sports Centre. Femi, I'm going to give you a special invitation for you to go see the facilities yourself there. So it's going to be holding there from the 15th of April to the 20th of April, just around the corner. We have sports legends who are sports ambassadors for Christian schools, talking about Peter Rufai, Olumide Oyedeji and Falilat Ogunkoya are sports ambassador for Christian schools, and they will be there alongside other technical committee members of Christian school sporting committee members to guide children through really exciting and a packed sporting activities and clinic and every sports there. You may be wondering, I mentioned the limit day for basketball, fire for athletics and Peter for football, but the other sports there, and the facility can cater for as many sporting events. So why not take the opportunity to be a part of this on the 15th to the 20th of April?
15th,
yeah,
20th. The 15th is on Sunday, yeah?
Yes, I suppose. Let me confirm that.
Sunday, Monday.
15th is Friday.
15th is Friday.
Friday,
Are you sure?
Yes, it's 15th Friday. 15th is actually
Sunday.
Sunday. Yes.
Yes, it's Sunday.
I think that's the 20th.
Friday. Did my head. Friday did my head.
And for more information, if you want to get more about this, I will add the numbers again. It's 0803 346 0875. I'll say the numbers again. 0803 346 0875. Call this number. You can get more information about how to be a part of it.
It promises to be exciting.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure we should be able to tell you more before the end of the week when it really gets cracking.
Yes.
I see who we got on the line. Hi there. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Femi.
How are you? Are you there?
Hello, good evening.
Oh, you're there. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Good evening and welcome.
This is Ola from Apapa.
Welcome, Ola. How is Apapa?
Fine. In fact, I'm just bubbling with joy. Hearing St. College.
Hey. Ola.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, brother.
And to the rest of the Ghana, I want to say a huge order.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your sharing with us. You are awesome. Hi there. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Femi.
Welcome.
What a wonderful night of football.
Abi.
Please, I would like you to do me something. Do me a favor. Please, for people like us individually impaired community.
Okay.
Please, I want you to graphically explain what an offside means. Please.
Okay.
And one more thing, Mr. Femi.
Yes.
My name is Batunde.
Okay, but
Please, I would like to perform at Go First, so please, I have already registered.
yeah, you've registered.
Yes, I'll
Fantastic.
send you a message twice.
Fantastic.
So what do we do?
You know what? Two things. First and foremost,
You have a song you recorded, haven't you?
Yes, ma'am, yes.
Yes, I'd like to hear it.
Okay.
We would like to play it. Do you understand?
Should I take to the studio?
Yes.
If you have it on your phone, you could or give someone to help you send it to the WhatsApp number, and we'll get it from there.
Yes, our WhatsApp number.
Send it to our WhatsApp number.
Why don't you ask him to sing now?
Titus, what's the live video? It's not. We need
080959. Do you have the WhatsApp number?
Okay, 080
9
9597
5805. Yes.
58.
Yeah. Send the audio to it. Yes.
Send it to us now.
Okay.
If you know switch, you know what I say. No switch.
All right, amazing, interesting stuff. Hey there, good evening to you.
Hi there, Femi.
Hi there to you. Ah, come on.
He was scared the way you reacted.
And he was actually, he actually sounded like it's related to Titus. Hi there, good evening to you.
Good evening everyone at the studio.
Good evening to you.
Chris on the line.
Okay.
And someone sent a message to Zinedine Zidane for me. I've already told myself that I'm going to buy a Madrid jersey if they win the Champions League 3 times in a row. And they are giving me a heart attack this night. And you guys are not even
They will help you save your money.
So I don't want them to say
But we've got to consider the neutrals. Is this world made for you alone? There are only 5 Real Madrid fans in Nigeria. Because of the 5 Real Madrid fans, we should not give the 180 million people something to check.
No, my team is out, so I have to support Madrid.
Oh, your team is Barcelona?
No, my team Barcelona care. Who Barcelona help?
Okay.
No, not Chelsea, Man United.
I understand where you're coming from.
We have to support
Which team now they usually?
For nice game, Sha. Nice ones, guys, at the studio.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Let's hear one more time from Heineken for making this happen. Another amazing night of Champions League football.
That's right.
And I came in here tonight thinking it was going to be drab. But after seeing what we saw yesterday, I just shrugged my shoulders and said, who knows? And Juventus are doing it. It could be another second 45 minutes of drama. Trust me, however, if Real Madrid are to score next, it could kill the Juve spirit.
Oh, so I thought it could kill me.
So, at this point,
Yes, plenty.
at this point, we'll take that break. We'll say thank you to Titus
Yes.
for continuing in his buffoonery.
Yeah.
You know, all this time,
the first half.
all this time, you know, if we need to do something about the penitentiary and our correctional facility, all this time he's spent in jail has not reformed him. He's still as useless as he was before.
Remarkable amusement.
Yeah, as useless as he was before he was indicted and
Never
convicted.
changed. Very shocking.
Yeah, it's just,
And he has hair on his
just
nose.
silly.
Yeah, it is.
Just totally silly.
I appreciate his presence.
So we need prison reforms.
Thank you very much. All of these accolades, like this guy, the new guy.
That's our
Accolades.
That's my president. It's your president.
Association of.
I am Nunu Gang. When I recover fully,
Yeah, you get that.
I will be taking him here and I will start the campaign.
No problems, man. It's always a great pleasure being with you guys. Let me get back.
Now you're sounding drunk.
Taking my time. This is what they fear.
He didn't bring it on an agreement.
All right, darling. It's on the second foot.
Yeah.
It's and maybe I'll probably call you after you've lost this game and at the next time of the Champions League.
Get out of my studio. I've had enough of you. Go away. We'll take that break. Thanks to you, Heineken. We'll be back. We're back for the second 45 of this encounter. It's Real Madrid 0, Juventus 2. It's goalless in Germany. What's the situation, Manu?
The players are yet to get on the pitch as we speak, just coming out of the dugout. Whoever did that screeching sound.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, Jupp Heynckes, of course, he's got the advantage. 1-2-1 out there in Sevilla, but the performance in the first half, quite a concern. We await what would happen, but I think at least a goal will come through. It might be Sevilla scoring, it might be Bayern München.
Well, we'll see soon enough. The lines are still buzzing. Let's take a couple more calls as we launch ourselves into the second 45. Hi there, good evening to you.
Hello, my name is Promise.
Promise, welcome.
I'm calling from Godu.
Welcome.
I'm a first time caller.
Yeah, first time caller, we applaud you. Back for you.
All right, first timers, thank you.
I'm really surprised about the game of Juventus and Madrid tonight.
Okay. Yeah.
I wish to see another drama like yesterday of Barcelona game.
Okay.
Good night, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Well, that was a good move. Perhaps Cristiano Ronaldo should not have gone back. It was in. Gareth Bale will confirm who's been taken off.
Asensio left for Asensio came in for Casemiro.
Okay.
While we've now seen also Lucas Vazquez coming for Gareth Bale. Asensio came in for Gareth Bale. Then Casemiro left for Lucas Vazquez.
Well, it's surprising. Yeah, hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, this is Sunday. I'm from Thailand.
All right.
Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah. The same thing that happened yesterday will happen.
What's up?
Okay. What? Okay.
I mean, the way Barcelona was in it.
What makes you so sure? You think Juventus will beat Real Madrid 4-0 here tonight?
Yeah.
Or they will go into extra time and penalties and Juventus will win it?
Either way. Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way. Yeah. One thing again, I need your WhatsApp number again. Can you please call me?
959 75 805.
75805.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Cheers.
All right.
He wasn't musical.
I appreciate you.
Now the one person singing the same
You have to like applaud the courage of Zidane bringing in attacking players. That's what he wants. Removing Casemiro, the defensive midfielder.
That's a risk to take off Casemiro. It means if Cruz goes into a holding role.
It means he wants to attack. It means he's not sitting back. I think that's why I like Zidane. He's willing to take risks. Unlike the manager of Barcelona, who is kind of defensive and some situation. He came in and changed the direction of Barcelona.
I don't think Barca are defensive.
They are not.
I don't think they are defensive. I believe the manager has added more defensive steel.
No defensive. I don't think that. I don't know in what context I was saying yesterday. Defensive is too much. You can say
defensive qualities.
Yeah, they have greater defensive qualities, but I don't think defensive is the way to describe it.
No, I remove the D. Put defensive. They are offensive, not defensive. So in some ways.
Yeah. Well, Nambi's back. I don't know. Nambi wants that 30 will go.
Yeah, but I'm not that, but I'm a neutral fan.
We are in trouble now. But somehow Cristiano Ronaldo stopped.
Yeah, I'm a neutral fan.
What a revenge it would be. What a revenge it would be if Juventus was somehow to knock Real Madrid out of the Champions League.
It's my business because I'm the Bayern Sevilla fan, but if that happens, it will be worse than what we saw last night.
Yeah, certainly.
Because this is the way that they won.
Yeah.
The quality that they possess in the Champions League, the team that's only back to back.
Hello, good evening to you. How are you? Glory, welcome.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you, Glory. So we're caught up.
Okay, so now I will not forget, like.
Yes. You said?
Just to apologize to Roma fans.
What did I do?
Yes, the way they scored the first goal, and the very said the fight back was on. You said that I was going to score fight.
Oh, well, unfortunately for me. Yes. To all the Roma fans, it just so happens there's none in Nigeria. But I know some Roma fans. You know some Roma fans from your grandfather. Okay. Is he alive? Okay. I apologize to all Roma fans.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like this 20 cover fight back that Juventus are doing here too.
You said it yesterday for me. I said it today again.
Yeah, I dare to say. I dare to say it again. All right, thank you, Glory. Yeah? Hello, you have something to say? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I said I was going to be with you guys on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm working on something, but I haven't gotten it yet.
You must be working on. She's working on Essential.
Okay.
Working on Essential.
Once you get it, just
keep it coming, okay?
shut up.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, darling. So good to talk to you. Yeah, that's a word we got here. Hello, good evening, Glory. Glory's gone. Who do we have?
Yesterday I was really asking.
What's the name?
My name is Ibrahim. I'm coming from Odia.
Okay, welcome. Talk to us.
Yesterday I was very happy.
Very happy?
When they beat Madrid. Barcelona.
Okay.
Okay. Are you happy that they are beating Madrid now too?
No concern. Fans. I'll be very many fans.
Okay. Of course.
Yes, I want to all make it promote.
Okay. All right. Interesting. The Spanish teams will carry your wahala and come out and let somebody else win it. Is it only done?
I don't know.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hello, Emmanuel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You come to this match fact.
Emmanuel from USA.
Adigi.
Why you always attacking me now? This Arsenal fan. I don't like it. Baba, well done to everyone in the studio. It's been really tight up with God. Anyway.
You wanted to deal with him?
Yes, I wanted to deal with him very well.
Yeah. We just had to release him. His house far and there is flooding in that his area.
Oh my God. All right. This match, tonight's match, as a Man United,
yeah.
I really want Madrid to win.
You want Madrid to win?
Yes, based on still Ronaldo.
Okay.
Assuming he wasn't in that team, maybe he was in Bayern.
Yeah.
I should be supporting Bayern. But right now, I don't know what the game is going to do. But I just want them. If they don't break my heart, I won't lie to you. I want Ronaldo to win that world best. And I'm very sure if he should win this Champions League, he's going to be the world best again. And I think he's going to now take it back to back. He has won it twice right now, right?
Yeah.
He's now going to be 3 times. Just like
let me tell you something that will shock you.
Yes.
Real Madrid have not beaten Juventus in a two-legged encounter since 1986-87. Yes, they beat Juventus in finals and stuff.
Okay.
But when it comes to two legs,
yes,
Juventus have gotten the better of them over 2 legs.
Well, records are meant to be broken.
Yeah, I know.
They should tonight. If Madrid should disappoint me, honestly, I want Ronaldo to visit Real Madrid right there.
Okay, Ronaldo is here. He should start to score now if he wants to be very good.
Come back to Man U. We want him as he is like that. I'm very sure we still want him in Man U.
Okay.
And Femi, I was supposed to be at the office on Friday, but I couldn't make it on Friday. So maybe you can give me another thing. This Friday also I'm busy this Friday. I don't know. Maybe next week Friday. I don't know yet.
Okay. Next week Friday.
Yes.
You think they come to first?
Wait,
Iman from USA, Iman from UK is asking you, what do you want to do?
UK to USA is far, so let's excuse me, please. I'm talking with Oga Femi now.
That's invitation.
I can't come and be saying.
What are you coming to do? It's a simple question.
Okay, I'm coming to see Oga Femi.
All right, we're looking at Friday. Okay, see you on Friday. Emmanuel will be waiting to receive you.
It's annoying. Just a simple question, answer it and move ahead.
Well, 8 times Real Madrid have played Juventus at home at the Santiago Bernabeu. If they lose tonight, it will be the 3rd time they are losing to Juventus at home. They've beaten Juventus 5 times and drawn 1 time, losing twice to them in the past. What might tonight bring? 56 minutes. Real Madrid 0, Juventus 2.
And quite a drama, the Argentinian Femi Korea at a point. He had nothing to do but just rushing to the goalkeeper Ulrich. The referee had a conversation with both players. No cards shown. It's been really cagey. It's not what many expected. Goalless after about 52 minutes of action played. But still, I think the advantage to both teams. If Sevilla get the first goal here, pressure on Bayern. If Bayern scores, it's all over. But it's goalless after 54 minutes. Bayern 0, Sevilla 0.
Okay, here comes Real Madrid, flank to the right. Vasquez takes it, brings it down for Modric, who finds Carvajal. Well, Modric's hair looks a little kind of darker than usual tonight.
Yeah, listen to
Don't make that. Here comes Isco now, still on the pitch. Well, he gives the ball away for the opportune time. That is where you remember the pass a ballon video. Pass a ballon. Oh, they don't know that was. The fight for me. No, pass a ballon. Cristiano Ronaldo. That's not good. Well, almost a goal. Buffon. Going down early and collecting.
Femi, you were talking about Modric, definitely good in this match, but one player that has been better in this game has to be that man Panic. At least the first leg. Right now, we're seeing the importance of this game. He has totally run the beauty for Juventus in this game. Fantastic, good player. What do you call it? What's the name? Very, very good player, and he's doing it in this game. Femi, it has been a totally different game than the first half. Madrid have definitely been the better team with those 2 changes, Vasquez and Asensio coming in for Madrid. They're kind of attacking.
Essentially dominated the second half.
Definitely, like expectedly. We know they're the second half team. I'm just waiting for the goals to keep pouring.
Just like City yesterday, Femi, Juventus that wanted the game to have a half. They just wanted to play the 90 minutes at a stretch because they know once they go in, there's this thing that these teams always come out with. Those teams are actually down and know what they need to do to get that victory. And that's what we're seeing from the Real Madrid side. Their resurgence, they brought in 2 new substitutes who have changed games a couple of times, even in the big stages of the UEFA Champions League. Young boys who are wonderful. And that's how much Madrid are dreadful, and that's what we're seeing at this point in time. Zidane, wonderful coach, doing what he has to do. But I wish Juventus have another winger who can support Diego Costa's dribbles and also runs on the left flank. Mandzukic is scoring is there, but he's not making those runs as you would have expected.
But let's analyze just right after and it's almost in. Well, the referee decides okay, it's offside already, but Gonzalo Higuain could have made it 3 for Juventus now. Well, Keylor Navas had to be alert. Alert he was. He was allowed too much room. There were 5 Real Madrid players that were surrounding him. He still managed to maneuver his way, took a turn, and tried to hit it to Keylor Navas's left. The goalkeeper going down early as we enter into the hour mark of this game here. Real Madrid 0, Juventus 2. We are live on YouTube. youtube.com/Nigeria Info FM. You could just go to YouTube and run a search for Nigeria Info Live and you'll see us right there and direct. See, if you're looking at us now, the man furthest to my left is Azu in a black and red Femi and the Gang t-shirt sitting alongside the spectacled totally fumbled it. Wow.
I know I chose this Bayern match. Because you guys will be here for 120 minutes because I know Bayern is my game, but
we'd like to see
describe the action.
We'd like to see perhaps if Matuidi was offside. He wasn't offside at all. Navas came, he picked the ball, and dropped the ball.
He spilled it.
Oh no! He didn't fall. Well, it was seen good Madrid from landing to him.
They didn't fall. That is bad. Good.
We'll look at it again.
Better camera.
Keylor Navas came for the ball, picked it.
No, he
spilled it. Matuidi had every right to attack that ball. The phone has gone absolutely bonkers. It's Juventus 3-0 against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu.
I'm sleeping. I'm sure I'm sleeping.
If it ends 4-1, 4-1 Real Madrid go through. No, 4-1 Real Madrid go through. No. Juventus is going to it's 4-1. Well, that is the drama. If Juventus scores again, they would have scored 4 away goals. And we can go into extra time. It wipes away the extra time possibility. Against the fourth goal in this game. And if Madrid scores 1, this is wipes out the extra time. 4-1. And 4-1, Juventus go through. Madrid will have to score 2 goals. Unbelievable. If Juventus score a 4th goal, Real Madrid must score 2 goals to advance. Well, 62 minutes of football. There's only 28 minutes. Let it be said that I was here live tonight. Let it be said that Emmanuel played 90 minutes.
Now I know the jerseys you wear count on Wednesdays. Tuesday was a waste. We saw you do it last week. Man City lost scandalously. Yes, it was mostly last week and they lost. Now he's doing it, Madrid. 3-0 also. Don't be aware of jerseys.
Certainly, this may cost Zinedine Zidane his job.
No, he can't.
If he could. If Real Madrid goes out of the Champions League tonight in this manner, after winning 3-0 in Italy, it doesn't matter what happens now. That means even if Juventus go out tonight, these players would have written their name in Italian folklore.
If they go out tonight, nobody will remember their performance.
Well,
no one will remember. This performance needs qualification. Anyway, still goalless at my center. Bayern 0, Sevilla 0. Korea hit the upright just seconds back. It was a ferocious strike close to the edge of the area, but somehow just couldn't get one past Ulrich. The Bavarians, as they call them, still struggling to get that goal that would give them that assurance, because it's very nervy as it is at the Bernabeu.
I think this is the danger, because whatever happens, even if Real Madrid score 1 now, Juve may score late.
1 again,
late. So all of a sudden, Real Madrid have somehow contrived to make a game that seemed in the bag become a tension-soaked one. Let's get all them.
Femi, it's just important to note that all 3 goals have come from crosses from the right-hand side. All 3 of them, and that's Marcelo's wing, and Madrid come forward. And stopped forward for whatever reason.
I think this guy played himself into a hole. There was a spray in Spain this weekend. It can't be happening. Ronaldo is silent. Modric is silent. Isco is silent.
Messi was silent.
Messi was also silent. Suarez was silent as usual.
It's what overconfident.
Iniesta was locked up. Korea is silent. Korea is also something happened in Spain.
I don't think it's overconfident, Femi.
Something went wrong.
I think it is. It's just very odd.
You can't be overconfident.
You come into games like this thinking it is done. Don't forget, again, this is something to be said for all the disrespect that Liverpool got in the build-up to this game in the last 1 week, where all the football pundits in the world said Barca are through, Real Madrid are through, Bayern are through. The only people that are not through are Liverpool after winning 3-0 in their own game because of Pep and Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool shut everybody up yesterday just as Barcelona tumbled and took a dive. Real Madrid tonight could be out of the Champions League. It's 3-3 on aggregate. If it ends this way, it goes into extra time. It goes into extra time, and it doesn't matter. No, the scores don't matter again. but then that's the problem for Real Madrid. Corner. Yeah. Here comes another corner.
Well, now I'm going to hold Azu to his words. If that's a red card, if indeed it was intentional by Ramos to pick it, if it was wide to get sent off. Well, this is Ramos. This is him heading the ball out and scoring it.
Ramos might not stop those goals, but this is the equalizer.
Yeah, we will go on. Madrid, don't forget. Don't forget. Well, let's take the corner first. It swung in from the right. It looks good. But it's Asensio who heads it player. But here come. It's headed play. It's all Juve at the moment. He tries to turn back and he's taken out clean. It's a free kick to Real Madrid.
After me, I have benefited in this game. I'm not going to eat today. I'm not going to eat tomorrow. I'm not going to eat next tomorrow. I think I've been satisfied. That's what football brings. Total entertainment to this game, not just goals, but the round of play. Juventus have been so fantastic. And I say they don't, even if they lose this game,
but here's the thing. The Juventus play has not been spectacular. That's have only failed to deal with crosses. You don't have to do too much. Focus on one.
Now you see there's a difference between a final and a two-legged affair. I said this earlier last week when we were in the studios before the games started. I said Juventus are always dangerous when they play Madrid. I remember Del Piero and the likes doing it home and away with Ronaldo also scoring in that counter. Yes, and the last time. And also the upper one.
I mean,
and Morata doing it the last time in 2015.
The stats don't lie. Yeah. The last time Real Madrid beat Juventus in a two-legged encounter was in the 1986-87 European Cup second round. Each side won their home leg 1-0, and then the Spanish side prevailed 3-1 on the penalty shootout. After that second leg in Turin, it went to the penalty shootout, and that was the way. That was the way they were able to win.
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo won't score from here.
He's under pressure.
It's a Gareth Bale position. It's an Asensio position in the absence of Gareth Bale. I think Asensio can score. Yes, certainly. He knows how to play from this sort of position.
Asensio has to be.
From a very, I don't think Ronaldo will take it. In games like Ronaldo shouldn't take it.
Should take it.
He won't take it. Asensio.
Ronaldo will score.
It is an Asensio territory. Swing left. Asensio foot. It's a little too high.
No. Well, matches like this. Messi again. He had his prime last night, but he continually took the set pieces for Barcelona, and he kept doing it. This Femi
under pressure.
Madrid are.
Ronaldo doesn't score kicks under pressure.
I've never seen him do it. I would never get a game against never seen him. As the matches I play, I was in it. When that happened,
that was from outside.
Yeah,
no, that's no problem. And it was 0-0 at that time.
But again,
it was 0-0.
Talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, look at him at the distance. No one would have thought it. Not even me. I put out the tweets saying for those who ever thought this was going to be a box save. Say now. Femi.
I had that belief. Wanted to call Madia to shut up people's head.
It's incredible what's happening to the two biggest teams in Spain.
Well, they're interesting. About time somebody called their bluff.
The bluff, it's bluffer.
Welcome to Real Madrid now.
How have they closed Madrid down? I still don't understand.
Cristiano Ronaldo has it. He's got to cross it into the box. Juventus managed to play their line.
And they're still with the ball.
But they're still kept.
Where's this confidence coming from?
They're pegged in their half. They cannot get the ball out of it. They win a throw.
I think the love between these Brazilians, Douglas Costa and his brother Marcelo, on that right hand side for Juventus, left hand side of Real Madrid, has been more. Has favoured Juventus more. Those crosses have come in. Probably they have capitalized on the fact that Marcelo loves to go forward. Marcelo in the first leg, remember, didn't go forward. Didn't go forward. That's the red card.
Now the first two goals came from crosses from Marcelo's wing. He was not there, and the crosses came, and the farthest man. On each occasion, the man with Mandzukic, who's a tall lad, is one of the shortest men in Madrid. It's Carvajal. was marking Mandzukic at the far end of the post twice. And you could tell it wasn't coincidence. Juventus had prepared for this. They'd known that this was their channel. Marcelo will go forward, hit the ball to the right, get across to the far post. Mandzukic stay in the far post.
Always beats Cavani.
If you stay in the far post, the ball will elude Varane, and if the cross is high enough, Varane and Vallejo, and that would mean shot man. What's his name now? Cavani would not be able to deal with Mandzukic.
Femi, you're not just shot man. I think you want to just stick to what you know how to do better. I put the body set. It's work for them, Femi. And like you guys, if you know what you have to do, if you know how to like toss the slim, you just stick to them. If not, we toss the shots while you stick to them. If not, we toss the fats while you stick to them. That's what these Juventus are doing. Sticking to the set. And it's working for them. Femi, your example is the moral of this lesson. The moral of the lesson. The lesson of the moral simply means stick to what you know how to do better and do well.
Speaking of Morel, he said Morel, but I want to speak of Luis Morel, the Sevilla player. He's been introduced. Wisdom Ben Yedder taking up another substitution also.
Sandro Ramirez
coming on, and it's going to be whoever he is. He's got a very cheeky beard.
That's Arabia.
Possibly if it is, that's supposed to be
That's Arabia.
I know he had a decent first half, but somehow I think it's a tactical decision from the manager. It's still goalless, Femi.
Sandro. On that game for the records, Juventus has the records, 12 straight victories in the Champions League. Nobody has that record, and he's not looking at breaking that today. It's a huge one for that.
By the way, just to add, brought on Thiago Alcantara.
They're also under pressure at this point. They know what Sevilla can do in the dying minutes.
More questions asked of Madrid. Namdi is going to come to YouTube and take comments now. In just a minute, Luka Modric taken out clean. And it's Costa to pick the yellow.
I don't think it's going to be wise for them to get a man sent off. If this is extra time.
Everyone got a man sent off in the first leg.
In the final or the first leg. In the final, and Dybala in the first leg.
And you can imagine Juventus are doing this without Dybala.
Incredible.
Here they come again, Real Madrid. Isco's got the ball. Goes to Cruz. Who goes forward? Cristiano Ronaldo. He has Marcelo waiting. Gives it. Cruz is waiting. Goes back. This time to Asensio, who's run into that position. It's taken in the chest by Lucas Vazquez. The ball is lost to Juventus.
Femi, if I must suggest a change for Juventus, if they need a goal again, I would say Blaise Matuidi should be taken off, and they should bring Kwandu Asamoah. I've seen him do blistering runs since he's come back from that injury. That man is a wonderful player. He's been with Juventus after he left from Indonesia. Wonderful Ghanaian. You might see that happen. I'm suspecting that will be the substitution, just like we saw in that game against Tottenham Hotspur. Good for Matuidi, got that goal after that Robert Wilson, the goalkeeper. And that's all they need. They might need them to actually attack Carvajal from the left hand side.
I agree with Asamoah coming in, but not for Matuidi. I think for the yellow card of Douglas Costa playing from the wing.
No, you can't take Douglas Costa.
You can't take Matuidi out. It's kind of wrong in this game. So honestly,
Kwandu is also defensive.
Performances like this, Femi, just makes the manager want to stick with the player.
You just his players. They are putting in a shift, all of them. Matuidi is playing box to box.
Cristiano Ronaldo took a deflection, and Buffon was almost beaten. 6-1.
He didn't talk before.
He didn't talk before. Toni Kroos with the corner. It's swung in. No Ramos to head here. Varane headed it over.
This one being followed now. So okay, no Ramos. No fairness, that's how I don't know, Madrid.
It was a one time.
I read the headlines, Femi.
It was a one time.
What are they doing?
Kovacic, Modric coming off for Kovacic.
What? Why would
Femi the commentator? Bring our job to the same.
Kovacic coming off for
Luka Modric has been withdrawn.
That's why it's
Mateo Kovacic is brought on to replace him.
I think he wants someone more direct, someone who can strike. Who can strike from a distance, who is more direct. I don't know. And
who's physical also
as well.
And Mike has won Kovacic.
But you take away the future. It's incredible actually. I think this is biggest Isco never.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, the problem is Cruz has been forced
to play D since after Casemiro was taken off.
So I think Kovacic goes into that role and Cruz push forward. I think that's what I was doing him after this.
Here come Juventus again. Costa with the ball, decides to shoot from range. Varane puts a block to it. And it's still Juventus coming. They're unstoppable, it would seem. It seems... Real Madrid! Well, Vallejo was there. Cadena was running in there. Interesting night. Amazing.
And 75 minutes for the records, by the way, Femi. Madrid have exhausted all their substitutions. Juve have got 2 on their wraps, which could hurt them in extra time. I'm talking about Madrid this time. Look at the fans. They cannot believe it.
Quiet. Well, the Santiago Bernabeu, swathed in white. It's all quiet on the night. Juventus continues to boss this. Fantastic takedown. It's offside. The referees will come to the blush.
He was just missing the first leg of Femi. And this is the man who would have held his own in that midfield. And we started seeing some young boys who we never knew and could play against Real Madrid. I don't know why these coaches will always make mistakes when they want to play big games. Guardiola did it, brought in some players we didn't expect to start games. When they want to play big games, they just want to do this gamble, and most times it goes on to fail them. Stick with that team you've known, and that's what Allegri is doing. Just the same man, just the Dybala is missing.
The real problem, it will seem for Real Madrid, that there is no leadership. The leadership that Sergio Ramos gives them, from the defense, pushing forward. Well, more and more questions continuing to form in our heads here. Here come Real Madrid now. Marcelo, will he take the law into his own hand now? He manages the cross, but it's blocked yet again.
Femi, you have to give the Juventus defenders the way they have been defending today. So well, so organized. Benatti and Chiellini, fantastic defending. Nothing across Femi, they are standing there. Nobody goes.
Remembering how Juventus got here.
Knocking Tottenham out.
9 minutes.
After the 2-2.
They defended for their lives. The thing is, they've switched to that ultra-defensive mode now. Here come Real Madrid. Well, Isco has the ball. Ronaldo is waiting. Isco goes for goal.
That was a chance for me. That was a very good chance. And Isco hits the ball the best way he could, the deflection. And Buffon went back to the other side. That was his right-hand side. And used one hand, took it out. He's rolling back the years before.
This man is still without a Champions League medal.
Another corner. It's swung in high. Well, Ronaldo headed it backward.
He did everywhere.
Marcelo finds Kovacic. Back to Marcelo. He's got the supply. He's still stylish. This late on in the game. Pass it. Ronaldo. Was that him? Varane.
Oh, interesting.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo was the one standing behind him. He got the ball, turned, they had Vasquez in front of him, he needed to lay off the pass.
How much did the Gundogan?
Exactly.
How much did the Gundogan?
That was good ball.
They've taken off the most lethal player, Lewandowski. He's had a flat performance tonight. They've brought in a certain Wagner. Yes, let's see how it's going to pass. Still goalless in that game. The real excitement, 78 minutes. This is when you say the next goal at the Bernabeu is crucial. If Madrid
very crucial.
Pressure on Juve. If Juve scores,
crucial, but even scary.
Not scary actually.
Because even if Madrid score, Madrid tend to switch off right after they score.
I doubt it. They know the significance of that goal.
Well, here comes Marcelo running like a stone. The was it Chiellini? Was it Benatia? I think it was Chiellini. They put a leg to it again. Well, Real Madrid doing the job. Here comes Marcelo. He can hit you like a storm. Asensio with a cross. It goes all the way to Isco. Takes down one time. But he needed to move the ball. They're bringing the pressure. Now Marcelo takes on certainly a yellow card, takes on Douglas Costa.
That assistant referee is funny. He actually was supposed to be the one who would fly. Michael Oliver did great to see that. Come on, that's a free kick. Yellow card. No, he doesn't miss. Which next game? if they qualify. You also add up if they qualify.
Yeah, Femi, you look at Juventus and say, oh, probably their best player is not in here because of that Guardiola. But I think that is a blessing in disguise. Wow. We've seen Mario Mandzukic, who came in for him in this game, scored 2 goals already. And you feel if Dybala probably started this game, maybe they would have struggled because they would have to put the ball on the ground the same way Real Madrid do, and who plays ball on the ground better than Real Madrid. But now they are doing the obvious, crossing from the left, crossing from the right. Mario Mandzukic makes it, and that's where they are at the moment, and that's why Juventus currently lead 3-0, and aggregate is 3-3.
3-3 on the night, 80 minutes played. Real Madrid 0, Juventus 3. The 3-0 on aggregate, like we say. And here come Juventus again. Madrid managing to play their lines, but it's still Juventus. Pushing. Now on the left. Matuidi is unleashed. Toni Kroos comes to clean up. Carvajal. Well, Kovacic gives the ball away. And then there's all Juventus who are forced all the way back to Gianluigi Buffon in goal for them. What a night of football. What a night of bullet food. I don't remember the last time the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League was this heart pumping.
The football is very comical, Femi. The Premier League had about 5 teams going into the round of 16 was, and somehow they pitched 2 teams against each other, and the Spanish side somehow avoided each other, and we might have a situation where the 3 teams in the quarterfinal get knocked out. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Exactly. It's incredible.
And who says Liverpool may not win the Champions League this season?
Who says it's not going to be performed for
Who says?
I mean, Barca stopped him, Madrid stopped him, and now
Mohamed Salah might stop him again. Barcelona also stopped him.
Yeah.
Well, they do know how to play 2-legged encounters.
But just that one leg. Imagine the first leg of this game was 3-1. Was the final. It went 3-0.
Well, you guys are sending us comments. Namdi is going to take them now.
All right, we have so many. I don't know the Hurricane Jude is talking about. I'll just ignore the Hurricane is talking about.
The shoulder Hurricane.
Yeah, additional Adepegba. Adepegba. It says, I look you all live. So happy. What is going on in the Real Madrid Juventus game? We don't know. Real Madrid are being peppered 3-0 at the moment. And for Naftali Caleb, he says, okay, he's talking to Jude. Austin Emechuku, he says, is this for real? Or is it for real? It depends on it's for real. Juve 3-0. This could be the maddest week in football history. I second that. And
to dodge that, because from City's woes to the Champions League, it's incredible.
It's something. And Gregory Annie, loving baby, says we've got to score 8 goals in the first leg to be sure of anything now. I think the Champions League. If 4 goals is no longer enough, that's what he was.
83 minutes. It was at about this time. About this time. Roma got a goal from a set-piece situation yesterday.
Manolas.
Another set-piece situation. Real Madrid have failed to deal with the set-pieces on all 3 occasions when Juventus have scored.
And they've got an opportunity to defend one. I was just going to mention Michael Oliver Femi. I think it's unfair. We understand why no English referee will be at the World Cup. But had just one man. He decided to go to Saudi Arabia to be king of the referees there. And that took the slot with him. But Oliver has done an incredible job tonight after 84 minutes.
Well, will this be a 4th Juventus goal? It's far out. Well, it's taken short. And
it was a training ground error.
Totally wasted on that occasion. I'm not sure what the intention was.
Femi, honestly, I want anybody to score so I will get a winner so we don't be here for long. I have to go and chop. I'm hungry. So let them score.
Femi, I did go out of my house.
Wow. You must cover this thing.
The last time Madrid beat Juventus in a 2-legged affair. Juventus had gone, they had beaten themselves 1-1 at home, 1-0 each at home, and then extra time did not do anything. It went into penalties. Might it happen again tonight? When the record of this encounter, Cristiano Ronaldo. This is not Ronaldo.
Femi, I'm saying it. This is not Ronaldo.
How did he hit it?
He has not connected any ball to the goalkeeper before. With his head. Ronaldo has been better with his head than even his foot.
That's a miss from Cristiano Ronaldo.
Terrible miss. That was a gift. Ronaldo. That was a gift of a goal. And we saw it yesterday. We were saying the same thing about Lionel Messi yesterday. Yes. But the way Messi was going on, it did seem like it was going to be one of those nights. Look how quiet, you could hear a pin drop at the Santiago Bernabeu.
It's incredible, Femi. Juve had less than 10,000 supporters coming to the Bernabeu tonight, and they actually the loudest.
This is what Juventus, this is what Juve won't do. They will always motivate their fans. Italians they are crazy, even when they lose. They will still go on to tell them, hey, make the noise. And that's what Madrid players are not doing. I expect Ronaldo to actually do that at some point. If these guys are losing, yes, if you have to wake them up, that's the only way you can get back on track. If he does actually moving the ball to the other half. If he does that, the next minute the fans will be quiet. So he keep doing it every 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes. I saw him do it at Liverpool when they had the likes of David Ngol.
We don't have to be good yet. Well, here comes Real Madrid now to Carvajal on the right. He cuts a lonely figure.
Yeah.
The way Juventus are pressing, massive attack passing to Femi. La Bar. Fantastic.
Greatness, Femi.
No more heartbreaks.
Next 5 minutes, he's got to do something. He's got to do something. He's just got to do something.
I think Isco and Marseille have a plan.
Well,
that's just my
again, you can sense that the Real Madrid players are lacking in confidence. A cross into the box. Again, you could argue that he was in the air for the ball, and then his ankle was then clipped.
Yeah. I'm so sure the
his ankle was then clipped. If you ask me, if you look at it again, if the player is in the air and you touch any part of his foot, he will take a tumble.
Yes. It was a contest.
Yeah, when I used to play football, they did that to me a lot. I'm in the air, they touch me, so I fall.
I don't know how to jump.
I don't know, though.
You that you are scared of the water you are bathing with.
I always say that the air. I like the air dramatically. Realistically.
Carvajal gives the ball away.
Just to mention, the best player for Bayern has been taken off Rafinha, and it's Nicolas Sule who's been introduced. Less than 3 minutes in that game. It's still Bayern 0, Sevilla 0.
I think Bayern are true because Sevilla need 2 goals to qualify without conceding any, and they've not scored even one. But they should go out with their heads up.
Of course, they're not disgraced.
They've never been. They've never been in this championship.
Yeah, they destroyed United.
But now look at the aftermath.
The aftermath. They destroyed United. So they're trying to tell us we don't knock English teams out this season.
Yeah, well, here comes Real. It's there. Asensio has been crossing the ball with his left leg.
I think that's cool. Whoever did that, Femi knows intelligent.
No, it is Isco. It is indeed Isco.
It must come to that.
Femi, is it Ichko or Isco?
It's Isco.
Isco. They like to call him Isco. They call him Isco. They call him yeah.
If it's Alex, that's fine.
But one has like to call him Isco. Yes.
However, they call him just pass.
This is just pass the ballon. Just pass the ballon. Asensio with a chance. He's forced out. Isco with a cross, and then the cross is blocked.
Nothing is working. Route 1, Route 2.
I'll be listening.
I think the Real Madrid players are trying to do what Juve have done to score all 3 goals, cross the balls from the wings, and it's not happening. It's not happening really.
89 minutes. We're into the 90th minute of these guys are going to drag us into extra time.
Who talk about this today?
He was up before, now he's down. That's the leader.
He won't come this Messi though. Wow. That's why he calmed down, Femi.
Look at the pass. They can't even chance. What are they chancing?
Well, I think Ramos is trying to come to the bench. Well, he cannot come to...
No, he's on the bench actually.
He's on the bench. He can't come to the bench. He only is not serving any red card suspension.
Nah.
So he can't come to the bench. He's got to try and rally the troops.
Like Ronaldo did in the final.
Yeah, with his own injury.
I was doing that.
The one who gave it
a picture, a needless yellow.
Are you kidding me? I think Benatia ran forward. He told himself, I don't have a yellow now. Did he actually hit him? He did. He found 2 players.
He did. That was needless.
He found 2 players.
Why do they hear you? They're like a ghost at this point. When they hear you.
He was on the pitch now.
Nacho on the bench. Nacho for Madrid.
No, I don't think so. I think he's also in.
It's also a substitution, so no one can.
Doesn't.
Even if you're on the bench, which you can't come in.
Just one Juve substitution. Just one.
It's interesting to find out. Well, Nacho took a knock some time ago. It would have been hard to see how Vallejo would be playing, and Nacho would have played.
Now Madrid fans won't want them to sell Benzema. I think he carries a bit of luck. He's been on the bench for 90 minutes.
Well,
and he can never come in this encounter unless the rule is changed tonight.
Jude listening.
Asensio.
That's true, Jude.
Jude listening.
Where is Jude? Jude is listening.
Femi, excuse me, let me go check Jude.
Well, Jude had dared us and said, try me. They said at 1-0, they said it would be Madrid 3. Now Madrid
said 3-1.
Yeah, he said 3-1 to Madrid.
Yes, 3-1 to Madrid, and now it's 3-0 to Liverpool.
Incredible. I'm just looking at this.
This Italian.
So last season's Champions League was scripted. Last season's Champions League was scripted for Buffon. The entire planet wanted him to win the Champions League for the first time. He got embarrassed. This season, no one gave Juve a chance. Barca were also in favour of Madrid, possibly to win it the third time. And there's a possibility we might have these two teams out. One is down. The other might be down after 31 minutes.
Out. And the other one is down.
And the other one is down. Not
out. Sevilla and their brother Barcelona.
What a story that would be. What a story.
This is the real story, Femi. This is the real story if it happens.
Well,
it's really 3 minutes additional time out there at the Allianz Arena. Still going here.
Well, we've played 2 of it already.
At the Bernabeu.
At the Bernabeu. 2 of the 3 at the Bernabeu. So just 1 minute away from extra time. Juventus could end that trauma.
Watch him.
Well, here comes Ronaldo Asensio with the ball. Well,
You don't put the ball in.
The ball is called. Look at this! I really want to see that again. Red card to the Juventus. It's on. It's Buffon. No, hey, it's the Buffon. He went smart. Well, no. I like to say that. It was a red card to Buffon. The red card to Buffon for talking. I think you went by. Well, it doesn't matter now. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. The player comes. That's no penalty. That's no penalty. That's no penalty. Unfortunately, he did. That's no penalty. He did. That's no penalty. He did. He didn't touch. That's no penalty. Not in this game. He was out riding him. Not in this game. You will see what's what you say. Just watch out. But here is it. Here it is. Unbelievable. Here's the truth. The referee did not have to give it. No. Whatever. Not in this game. The referee did not in this game. The referee did not have to give it. That's a very terrible decision to make. It looks like a penalty. Buffon has now been sent off. Even if Real Madrid, even if Madrid miss the penalty, there's no more Buffon. They're going to play extra time with one less Juventus player.
But another thing, Femi, why was Buffon given? Yes, even if it was a penalty, why was Buffon given a red card? Buffon is the captain. He can talk. Yes, he's the captain. He can talk to the referee.
I've never seen red card given for dissent before. He must have said something out of this world.
Unbelievable, man.
But listen. Look, I don't care whether that penalty was justified.
That's not justified.
Seconds into the end of the match. Seconds. You don't give it. Let it go.
You don't. We've seen worse.
Let it go.
We've seen worse situations. We've seen very worse situations.
Incredible, Femi.
That shouldn't be given. No, that wasn't the penalty, man. Look at it. There's an argument. What are you saying, man? He was on his way down. Asensio was on his way down.
Terrible decision by the referee. That was careless. Let me tell you, it was careless. Let me tell you why it was careless. The ball was coming to Vasquez's chest. He wasn't going to score that ball with his chest.
Femi will do that.
He won't score it with his chest. He won't score with his chest. The front was right there.
He was on his way down already. That's the first thing that you look out for. What was the position?
He wasn't on his way down already. He wrapped his left eye. He wrapped his left eye.
But do you know the only part that touched him was the boots? Unbelievable. There was no, the laps didn't touch Vasquez.
It did. You will see it. We've seen it. You would have to several times.
That's a penalty.
And then what made it worse for him was that he didn't now make contact with the ball.
He didn't make contact.
If he had made contact with the ball, perhaps it would have been a different thing. That said, I still would not give a penalty inside the last few seconds of the last minute of stoppage time.
Chesney comes on for right? And you know the way he's even walking in, he looks defeated already.
And that's not the way he needs something tells me Cristiano Ronaldo will miss.
I don't think so. Nothing is good. He will never do that Manchester United final again against Chelsea.
Terrible call by the referee.
Terrible call.
Come on, man. This is how you
should have waited and asked. That's the first thing we would have done. There's no recall. You should have waited. This is a split of second immediate to make that decision.
Wojciech Szczesny.
Greatness, Szczesny.
Will he be the hero? Or will Cristiano Ronaldo bungle the ball away?
He will score.
It looks like he won't. It looks like he won't.
He won't book clubs. He won't celebrate.
We're into the 7th minute of stoppage time. Takes a tackle. He picks up a needless yellow. The ball is not held, man. Well, Femi, after all has been said and done, Juventus have come here fought like Trojans. And inside the last minute of stoppage time, Real Madrid are back from the spot.
The referee promised his wife he was going to come early.
Well, I don't know what to make of this.
Femi will disagree with the penalty every way, but totally for me, Femi, Benata didn't touch the ball anyway. He came in as Valkyrie. He simply has going down. Honestly, I think that's a penalty. He did make 2 penalties now.
Because here's the thing. If that was in the middle of the game, earlier in the game, it would still be a penalty.
Yes, but
the ball comes to a player who's standing right in front of the goal, and then you clatter him from behind.
That's the way.
It's hard for the referee to not give it. My only argument is so late into the game,
That's not even an argument for me. If you've described the action and believe that it was worthy of a penalty, even if it's the final second, you're obliged to give the penalty. But I just think it's incredible. Well, whatever it is, if it was a penalty, it was a penalty. I think Oliver has done his bit. Madrid have had the advantage. Ronaldo, obviously, even if he was blindfolded, he would convert the penalty. Somehow the champions are going to march on.
Well, unbelievable now. I don't know, perhaps the referee will add an extra minute. Well, we're into the 8th minute. Well, Juventus can turn this around. Well, what a night. The referee will sound the whistle, certainly. He will sound the whistle, certainly. It's full time. The referee sounds the whistle, and the journey ends for Juventus. Well, in very, very questionable circumstances.
And Ronaldo has kept his record of always scoring in every Champions League game.
Against before in this
every Champions League game. No, first of all, I said himself off. Ronaldo has scored in every Champions League game. He's made sure he has scored in every Champions League match this season, and he has continued his run with Juventus, always scoring against Juventus. That's the upside for Real Madrid. But Femi, this goes to show that I think the oil of the Champions League is on Real Madrid again.
You know, it's an incredible performance by both Madrid, and of course it takes a man with so much composure to convert that penalty. Ronaldo is not an academy player. He's a top professional. It's going to become vast about the penalties for or against. Most will say for, others will say against. I thought it was, a penalty that could be easily waved off. Waved off. Thank you for the word. If he had done that, no one would complain. But of course, the fact that he gave it, that's why
everybody would understand.
Yeah.
Now, even Madrid wouldn't have contested.
I would understand. Cameras would even panic more than once.
I know, but you're saying this. You're saying this because you don't want to look like you made a mistake.
Don't make a mistake. Don't say that.
Enjoy your night.
It's a terrible night for the ref. Not for the referee, but for everyone is talking about it. I'm going to talk about it. Around the referee, I would never give that. It's happening.
I don't mutual fans might be saying the dollars are not traveling. But for me, that was a penalty in every way. I'm not even sorry, I'm saying that was a penalty in every way. But thumbs up to Juventus. And they came in, fought like warriors, fought like lions, fought like look at the event. Look, the penalty.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know what you are smoking, but he did touch him. He did touch him. I would say maybe the referee
ignored Femi.
I agree.
But it's not like a criminal penalty. Who complains about I can bet they won't protest this. If the ball had allowed to continue, they wouldn't protest. They would change the ball and they won't protest.
I think Michael Oliver put himself all over this game. If I was the referee, I won't let it go. I will let that penalty go. But don't tell me there was no contact. I think Benatia was careless.
Get my point.
I think Benatia was careless.
Not as he say he was careless. He did his job. Look at what he did. I want to be understood. The boot touched the guy on the chest. That's Asensio, right?
You didn't see the left knee area to the thigh. He made contact with his left. With his
was it not the same left knee brought up to hit him? He went with his left leg, no?
Yeah, he went with his left leg.
So how he went and Femi.
There's a difference. His right leg was his balanced leg. He leapt with his right leg. Just as he was coming, he was running in from behind. There was contact. There was contact. There was contact. I just disagree. There was contact.
It wasn't that.
But I think.
I'll read that aside.
I think Oliver.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like he wanted to kill him.
We've seen controls.
Look at Aguero's penalty waved off at the weekend.
If there was like more Juventus players like guiding the post, they would have said wave it off. But it was sure that if Marcus got that ball, then he would have scored. Levy was looking at that. That was chest and nobody was in front of him.
If he had controlled that,
you know that
are longer.
He would have waited. That was a penalty everywhere. You have the right to disagree. That's your right. You have the right to disagree. But that was a penalty. Then you might say the referee was too bold to like give it. You know what English referees?
There was contact. That wasn't the penalty.
That was the penalty.
That contact was the
penalty. 012771993, 012771993, and 012773993. This is Nigeria Info. We are listening.
Well, an interesting night of football. It's just a shame it ended in this manner. It would have ended in any other manner. 10 minutes to the end of the game. 10 minutes to the end of the game. I would have understood. But really, I really would have understood. But stoppage time, last minute of stoppage time, last seconds of the last minute of stoppage time. I don't know. I don't think the world would have ended if Michael Oliver hadn't given that penalty. Hi there, talk to us.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Welcome. How are you doing?
We thank God for His mercy. My team has done it today, but it was I can see what Femi was trying to bring in. It's a terrible situation for Michael Oliver. He has everything under his control, but this last minute clout of the whole process was really bad. My name is Vitalis Obaja, and I'm calling from Valentine Avenue.
All right. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your comments. Hi there. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Mr. Femi.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Mr. Peter.
Welcome.
From Osborne.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, whatever it is, Madrid is qualified. That is what matters. You can say what Juve is done to Madrid is humiliating. So, and Madrid deserves to qualify from the first leg. So, good one to Madrid.
Well,
so I'm not watching the ball, but with the analysis from you guys, I'm so much impressed. So good one for all of you there.
Thank you very much. We really do appreciate it.
For the first leg, Real Madrid deserved to qualify. From the second leg, Juventus deserved it.
Hi there. There was a good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, please.
Yeah, my name is John Raj.
Welcome, John.
Yeah, I'm calling for the very first time.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us. We'd like to applaud our first timers. Welcome.
I want to recommend your good job.
Appreciate you.
For this match.
Yeah.
It was a clear penalty, in my own opinion.
Okay.
But if I were the referee, with the tension of the match, you would have let it go.
Yeah.
I would not let it go because I don't see it would have just ended the game.
Yeah.
That would have just for the beauty of football. Or just let it go. Don't do the right side of it.
The truth of the matter is that Michael Oliver hesitated for a fraction of a second. If you notice, he didn't blow immediately.
That was very proud of him.
Yeah.
If it was this the English referee, they would have just waved it. But Michael,
he was not from Spain.
He was really proud to give that penalty.
Well,
he was really bold to give that penalty.
Thank you.
For the penalty. Thank you very much.
Is this Ibrahim? Hello? All right. Hi there. Good evening to you.
Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I love Real Madrid, but I'm not happy that Juve were just, that referee was biased, Joe. How you give them any penalty?
Well, have you?
And you know that if that match gets to extra time, maybe Juve will qualify. That's why I did that.
The truth of the matter is, look, listen. Once you go into
a Madrid fan,
yes.
You've been objective, and I like that.
You see, listen. For me, I think the referee killed the game. Let it go into extra time, because once it goes into extra time, all the aggregate score lines, it will be cancelled. Do you understand?
Yes.
Real Madrid are really good at at playing extra time. However, they've been very poor tonight.
Mr. Ben, what really happened to Real Madrid now? They traveled all the way from Italy. They're supposed to be tired.
Madrid traveled all the way. Spain and Italy are like Spain and Italy are like Nigeria and Cotonou, or Republic of Benin. I mean, they could even go by road. They could go by road.
They gave a good fight. Even though they lost, but they lost gallantly. I greet them. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, I be thank God. This is Mr. Mbachi from Michi.
Welcome, Mr. Mbachi.
Yeah. What I want to say to you are making a very big mistake. If you have let people not watch TV again, because you are not listening to the TV is greater than whatever any TV station can give you.
So it's a mistake.
Meanwhile, what no matter whether wrong or right, the issue of my disability have.
That's all they care about.
So I congratulate you for your analysis and all that. You have made people to watch it. But the activity related to people.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We really appreciate you. There are various ways to look at this whole thing tonight. It's painful. Hi there.
Take him to the Hague.
Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, this is Sunday.
Welcome, Sunny.
Yeah, I observed Real Madrid somehow lucky. Yeah, so if you watch the game against Atletico about maybe 3 seasons ago when he won against Atletico, they won at the 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see they were somehow lucky. In the last 3 seasons, they were somehow lucky, the way I'm looking at it.
Thank you so very much.
We are the most luckiest team so far.
He's lucky we got this Champions League.
Well, also, it's particularly poignant for Gianluigi Buffon. 117 games he's played in the Champions League. And finally, he's been sent off for the very first time in his career.
How did
Champions League.
Ronaldo reach 150 before Buffon?
You know.
Few injuries, I guess. This is a few injuries. Buffon the injured, few injuries, and they've qualified. Don't forget the years when they were not in the Champions League.
And the point is Dr. Yadi issue. So
when did Ronaldo start football? Buffon has been in Champions League since
apart from that, he plays for teams that the least advances, probably the quarter-final. At the point
it's just been Juventus.
He got to the final back-to-back. But as much as I feel very angry about that call, Femi, give credit to that man that the BBC has as the photo grid Cristiano. I think it takes so much confidence to convert that penalty. That was great from him, and just I put him head and shoulder of probably Messi in contention for the Ballon d'Or this campaign. Except Messi goes
ahead now. He's ahead now.
Aside from that, I think that's the only good thing Madrid did tonight. The composure in front of that penalty. Aside from that, Juventus, life isn't fair, because if life was fair, Juve would be in the semi.
Juve would be in the semi. To quickly check your comments on Twitter.
Yep, we have a lot of them. Oduni Olajuwon, he comes in with this one. It says, good work, guys. Congrats to Madrid and Bayern. Juventus tried their best, but thank God to the ref, or for the ref and the penalty. He says, kudos to CR7, and for DPT. Adini, he says, you tackle a player from behind and you said it's not rough. The Madrid player has 100% chance to score, but that little touch by Benatia made him lose balance. That's a penalty. So he says, and for Wayana Isaac, he says it's a penalty, but it's just the manner it came. But I believe that Real Madrid would have scaled through. For Kevin the Jigger Man, he says that penalty was 50-50. The ref should have stretched this match to extra time. Anyways, congrats to Madrid, the only Spanish representative, and I'm happy my man Ronaldo keeps creating records. And for Chini, he says good evening, Femi and the gang. Please, was Ronaldo carded for taking his jersey off?
Sure. He's not going to miss the semi-final.
So for me, the referee won the match. Says, what a way to ruin such high-class entertaining match. Quite annoying, to be candid. That's what he or she says. And for Chibuzo George, he says the referee turning out to be the real MVP. And he says now the nightmare continues. And for Benga Omoshebi, he says we can support the president to bet the entire nation's oil money on Juve to win the UEFA Champions League if they get past Real tonight.
However, taking a look at the Real Madrid goal that was disallowed, when we look at it again, Isco was not offside.
No, I said this before. I said
it wasn't offside.
They would have brought this back to the referee, Michael the linesmen all together, if they had gone on to be knocked out in this particular account. Remember I said it was one of the I said if Madrid don't qualify for from this stage, they would remember that goal that would have taken them back. Imagine they had gotten that goal. Juventus would have fight.
That was in the first half.
Yeah, Juventus would have fight this hard. They would have just lost it.
Again, could it also have been a factor? Nobody knows what referees do at halftime. Whether they quickly review images of questionable calls and all of that, and then try to balance it or soften on the victim and all of that. But having said all of that, it's just a dramatic night of football.
You've gone to the full line.
Yeah, no, but not yet.
Oh, okay. Before you do, it's just a funny situation having the current Real Madrid manager gets sent off in his last international game, and having Buffon also get sent off in what looks like his last Champions League. Heartbreaking.
Yeah, two guys with won that Juventus shirt. Hi there, talk to us.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't like the way the game ended.
Yeah.
The referee should have just let it go.
Yeah, it's actually hard to like the way nobody wants a game to end in this manner.
I don't like it at all.
If the game will be scored with the last kick, let it be in open play. Let it be clear. Let there not be a suspicion of offside, or it didn't cross the line, or was that a penalty or not.
Honestly, the referee just ruined the game. Honestly. Mr. Femi already sent the song on WhatsApp.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, we'll look at it. Okay. Good. Hello, good evening to you.
Yes, that's right. Hello, good evening.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this is Sunday calling you.
All right.
Oh God, I'm so disappointed with that referee. So disappointed with him for making that decision of the last minute of the game. I was wishing that should go through the trophy.
Wow.
For them, the referee just has to be with supporting Real Madrid. I don't know why. I feel disappointed.
Anyway, thank you very much for sharing your thought with us. Yeah, appreciate it. Gentlemen,
gotta go.
We've done our job for the night.
Yeah,
it's just a minute to the hour. Well, we'll look back to this night, you know, in the days to come, and only goodness knows what we will say. However, just reverting to our friends at the BBC, Ed Malone, editor of The Independent, said, I thought it was a little soft, but what an ending. Benatia goes for the ball and gets a bit of the man. In a big game, got to be sure. The way Real played, they would not have scored in open play, so they needed a penalty, and an English ref gave it to them. And but the BBC squad, their opinion on it, we simply say, opinion appears very much split on whether it was a penalty and whether Buffon should have been sent off. Sending Buffon off is a totally different thing. What is the point? Oh, he insulted the referee's mother. Get on with it. Give him a yellow. Give him a yellow and let the game continue. What is that? Now, again, there's a rule in football which says you no longer give a red card when a penalty is awarded. So,
I give a penalty and send someone.
You know, I don't know what he said.
The person who's got into the tackle, you send someone who's protesting legally because it's the captain of the tackle.
Right, that's the point. Yeah, the captain, whatever he says. You're an Englishman. The guy probably spoke in Italian or he spoke bad English because he doesn't understand English well enough. Why give him a
does he even understand what he actually said?
You know, that's the question. It's bad advertisement for English referees. That's why they're not the What is an advert? It should be doing Paneka there. Not sure. 3-1 in Colombia. All right, thank you very much for joining us, Azu.
Yeah, Femi, it goes your way at some point and it doesn't go your way at some point. A good game for Real Madrid. I remember when Barcelona won against Chelsea, there was so much trouble. I celebrated as a Barca fan. I celebrated so much, and I expect my fans to also celebrate, but it's not just one of those ways to win a particular football match. Good game in the end. Really congratulations to Real Madrid, yeah.
All right, Bichi?
Femi, I totally enjoyed myself in so many ways. Good game. Total 4 goals in the game. They were kind of entertaining in many ways, but you might say the referee took a very, very BB call by giving that penalty. But for me, for me, that was a penalty. The contact was there. We have the right to disagree, but that's my opinion. I think that was a penalty. And I think both men take the bravest of call. Or Michael Oliver took it. You might say the English referees, they love attention, but that attention was needed. That was a penalty. But for me, pleasure doing this with you.
Nandi.
Well, Femi, congratulations to Real Madrid and Bayern. There are now 4 teams. On Friday, we get to know who face who, and it's what it is, Femi. A fantastic night. I don't think anyone expected, Juve to push them to the wire, drag this game to the wire, but we saw that. But like Emmanuel said, if Juve don't win tonight, like they didn't win, that no one will remember the performance. They will only remember the scoreline, and that's the case. And I think for Real Madrid, they look likely to win this one.
Well, I've checked all the conversation and it's really split. More people seem to believe it was a penalty, however. Some say the decision was awful, others think it was spot on. But having said all of that, I would have liked this game to end in any other way. I rest my case. Emmanuel, take us home.
Well, great night of football. The champions continue to march on, arguably the most successful team, and parading the best player on the planet at the moment. For Bayern, it wasn't about the goals, it was about the job. They did the Germans. We'll see the you've turned off my mic. We'll see the draws on Friday, Femi. It's not a happy night for all those who thought football should have gone into extra time. Terrible decision from the referee. But to the 4 teams still left standing: Liverpool, Bayern, Roma, and of course Real Madrid. We are with them in the semi-finals. That's the size of the broadcast. Catch us bright and early tomorrow on Sports Drive for all the reactions. Have a fine evening.
I had to say this. Ua is in the house. Comedy HQ is up next.